Hey folks, Matt from artoftheimage.com. Today I want to show you the Han Solo Lego Microfighter product shoot that I did with the Panasonic GX7, a few Speedlites, and a Snoot. Now, being both a Star Wars and a Lego fan, it wasn't even like I had a choice of whether or not to buy the Han Solo Lego Microfighter when I saw it in the toy section at my local Walmart. Besides, I can justify it by using it in a photo shoot, right? But what camera was I going to use? Seemed like the perfect time to play with the Panasonic GX7. It's small and light, and a perfect match for a Lego Microfighter. And then I had to think about how to set up the shots. I wanted something dramatic, kind of sci-fi looking, but I also wanted to keep it simple and cheap. Cheap is always good. So I came up with the idea to use a piece of pegboard, paint it black, and light it from behind with an off-camera speedlight. I figured if I played with both the angle of the speedlight behind the pegboard and the camera angle from where I was taking the shot, I had a good chance to get some interesting lighting effects. Here's the basic setup. First off is my coffee table in the living room. The pegboard, now painted black with some cheap children's tempera paint from the dollar store. And we've got a couple of speedlights. The speedlight camera left is on a Microfighter nano stand and has a snoot attached. It's also sitting on a wireless radio receiver. The speedlight camera right is lying on its side on the coffee table, so I could play with the light fall on Han and the Millennium Falcon. It's set to optical slave. From there, the fun begins. I moved around with the camera, exploring different angles and distances while at the same time playing with the angles and distances of the speedlights. I was able to get some interesting flare effects through the holes in the pegboard when I had the camera and the speedlight behind the pegboard aimed fairly straight on at each other. By changing the distance and angles of the speedlights, camera left and camera right, I was able to get some interesting lighting on Han and the Falcon. My black glossy topped coffee table helped here too, as it makes for interesting reflections depending on the angle. These are all shot with the Panasonic 14-42 kit lens on the GX7. Now that my new Olympus 45mm f1.8 has just arrived, I might just do a similar setup using it for a very shallow depth of field look. Luckily, Han and the Falcon weren't the only Lego Microfighters I picked up, so I have some new ideas for a similar yet different set. But you'll have to stay tuned to find out which other Lego Microfighters I bought, and see what I can come up with by way of a different photographic shoot for them. The equipment used in this shoot was the Han Solo Lego Microfighter for our subject. Panasonic GX7 was the camera. Panasonic 14-42mm kit lens. Speedlights ×3. A Speedlight Snoot. A Microfighter nano stand. And wireless radio triggers and receivers. I'll put a list below of all the equipment and the links to it in case you're interested. You can also check the full article out online at the Art of the Image blog, and I'll put a link to that below as well. Thanks for tuning in, folks, and stay tuned. We'll be back soon with some new photo shoots and some new articles, videos. Keep you up to date with what's going on in the world of photography, videography, and technology right here at artoftheimage.com. Thanks.